I got Gloria here to be a witness because you should hear the stuff that they're asking. You know. Absolutely. All right, sorry about that. He's the physical therapist for the neighbors down the street. So,
I guess we can meet out here, and whenever you
yeah.
wanted to get the registration.
Right here. So, what day did you come and take a look at it?
Friday last week.
Yeah, and
Somebody's in a hurry.
I know, right? Do they usually speed on your street like this all the time?
It used to be, but there's like a business at the end of the street with a lot of people coming and going.
Well, while you look that up, and I know we spoke on the phone, I know, when you get a notice, you kind of feel like you're singled out. I just want to.
Hang on, I got to check on my grandmother because I was just out on the street. You doing out there? You can come on in. You got to get something out of your car? You want to get something out of your car? Yeah. Yeah, come on out. You can get whatever you need out of your car. I was going to go grab my mask.
Okay, yeah, we're practicing social distancing.
We're practicing social distancing because I got a 105-year-old in there, so
okay, definitely
we're being super careful.
Definitely want to be careful.
All right, let me see if I can turn the brightness up. So here's your stick. I'm going to hold on to it.
Okay. Okay, so you have that posted on the vessel.
It's on the boat.
Okay.
That is the boat right there. You're looking at.
So, hello.
There's the birthday party. You guys missed it. You didn't come and do the drive-by for the birthday party.
I didn't know about that.
Here's the registration.
So, okay. Can you send that to Manny?
Let me turn the brightness up. So you see?
Awesome.
There you go. Thursday, 4/21/22. There's the boat. DB 125-11246.
Okay.
That lets you know that's that boat out there. Which, by the way, how'd you know I was the owner?
What do you mean?
It said on the blue piece of paper. It said owner. How'd you know I was the owner?
Okay, we go after the property, so we pull up the ownership on the property.
Yeah.
So it was owner not for the boat, but for the property.
So the vessel is tied onto the property. So therefore, we go after the property owner, not the owner of the boat.
I was going to say, because 90% of the docks are rented out here, so I'm thinking, how does he know I'm the owner? If he knows I'm the owner, he knows it's registered.
Hello?
You got it?
Okay, so I'm gonna be very brief because I know you take care of your grandmother.
Yeah, and I got to go down and do the physical therapy.
So our position is that we've been getting several complaints about the boat. Boat not being. Hold on just a second. About the boat not being moved. About it being derelict. We went over the ordinance, and I know specifically it doesn't say the wording that you would like. If we can set up a meeting and you can show us that you can, start up the boat and it's operable.
Is that normal?
That would suffice.
Because as far as I know, I can have a car that's plated and registered in my driveway and never have to move it. Nor is there anything that says that any boat that I dock has to leave my dock ever, as long as it's.
So what you just said, that's not necessarily
true.
So
what is leading you to believe that the boat doesn't run?
So
go ahead, man.
if you don't mind, Reggie. So when it comes down to a vehicle, the city requires a vehicle
What?
to have. Allow me. Hang on a second.
Let me just get the. What makes you think the boat doesn't run?
Right. Just hear me out. When it comes down to a vehicle,
I'm not concerned about the vehicle.
The vehicle has to have
I
a
want to
valid
know
registration.
what makes you.
As long as it has valid tires.
Two-way.
Now, when it comes down to the vessels, okay, the vessel is clear that it's in disuse.
That's not in disuse. It's not clear that it's in disuse, and I just
our
told you it's not in
observation,
disuse.
from our observation, we see it as it's not being
So it's
used.
your personal opinion.
No, it's not an opinion. It's the observation that
Your
is being
personal
made.
observation.
You allow me to explain. At the time that we make the observation, okay, we see that there's a tarp on top of the boat that's being covered.
Which is
Okay,
allowed.
the vessel hasn't been moved.
You don't know that.
We can observe it from making determinations from the photographs that we've taken, okay, and where the boat has been sitting.
You don't know that the boat's moved?
In addition to that, we see that the vessel itself. When was the last time that the vessel was cleaned underneath?
6 months ago.
Okay, so
where you guys think the boat hasn't moved.
At the time that when we came by,
and it's got brand new bottom paint on it, and you can see that in any photograph.
At the time that we came by, we saw debris building up on the bottom of the vessel.
That is not green on the bottom of the vessel. That black is from the diesel spill from the nose.
Okay.
And
like
that
I said,
is not
these
green.
are the observations
and
that
every
we made.
boat has a tidal range. Right. Every boat has that.
The observations that we make are based on our interpretation
so
of the city ordinance.
It's your interpretation and your observation.
The way that we see it is we're giving you the opportunity, okay, to prove to us that the vessel is not derelict. You already have a registration, which is phenomenal. That's the first step. The second step is we got to make sure that the vessel has a motor and that it's able to turn on.
It's not required to have a motor. There's nothing that says that boat has to have a motor.
It's derelict.
No.
Because
you
can't physically untie it and move it.
I can paddle that boat up and down the canal if I want to. There's nothing that says that boat has to have a motor.
Is it registered as a motor vessel?
No.
It's not?
No.
Let me see the registration.
It's registered as a sailboat.
The sailboat is considered a motor vessel.
But it does not, it might be considered a motor vessel, but
no,
the
it's
means,
what the registration
says, all right,
it has
so
a
let's
motor
go
vessel.
back to what makes you think it can't move.
It's not what makes us think it can't move. From the observations that we made, the vessel is in derelict conditions. So we put the burden of proof on your end to prove to us that the vessel is not derelict. So we just need you to prove to us that the vessel is not derelict.
Okay, so first of all, it's about the rain. You have to get back to your grandmother. We're getting nowhere. We have to interpret.
I can see it's nitpicking.
Hold
you guys have your knee on my neck.
We have to
you have
follow.
Your knee is on my neck.
No.
You're nitpicking. This is the 11th time.
Nobody's
this is the 11th time that this is.
We have to interpret the ordinance, so we have to look at the ordinance. It's not our personal opinion. Like if we just don't personally like your boat.
If it's an interpretation,
we take complaints and we talk about it. Manny came and talked about it. We talked about it. We reviewed it. This was not because we personally did not like your boat. I just want
somebody complained.
Yes.
Because that's not what I was told.
Well, people have complained about boats all along the waterway.
I know the only person that complains about my boat.
But it's a complaint. I'm just letting you know our response.
And you have the choice to act on it or not act on it.
The whole thing is not based strictly on a personal complaint. Nobody said this boat here. The complaint that we received is we're in storm season and we would like something to be done about the derelict vessels. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
So at this time, like I said, that's our interpretation. If you can send that, do you have Manny's email? No. Okay. Manny, can you get him? He's gonna give you the email. If you can send that registration to him, that would be very helpful. If we could schedule an appointment.
I don't want the information on that registration to become public. You can't get that information. If I send it to you, then it becomes public record.
We need that as evidence.
I showed it to you. You saw it. It's your interpretation. Did I not show it to you?
But we need that as evidence.
As evidence for what?
For us, for our proof.
It's not going to become public record.
Okay.
I'll talk to my attorney about it.
That's fine. So I'm just letting you know.
The registration is public record.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
you
yes,
can't.
the registration is public record.
Where would I find it?
You can go on the DMV and you can search up the property and they'll be able to provide you
I
with.
did go on DMV and I saw that I have a registration, but the information that's on this registration, not all of it is listed there. That's not public information.
Whatever you have that has been removed on your end, that's different, but the city can look up any registration, just like if it was a police
officer. The city
officer.
can, but
anybody can.
A police officer can, but they cannot make it part of the public forum.
No, just like a tag on a vehicle, it's all public record.
That is, yes.
The same thing works with the vessel.
And you saw the tag on the vessel. I showed it to you.
Okay.
You saw the registration. It's valid.
Okay.
But
that's
to have a copy of it end up in public forum, no.
Okay, well we can get that copy of it if need be.
I'll tell you what, you have.
If you can get a copy of it, then you've got a copy of it. You don't need mine.
Yeah,
the information that they have up on
the
dmv.org.
The main thing is we can schedule an appointment to determine if the boat is in disuse or not. If it can run, you can fire it up. You're in compliance. If we can schedule an appointment, we would like that. Our position is, I think you gave him a warning now, Manny.
No, you didn't give me a warning. It's a 10-day notice.
It's a citation warning. In a certain amount of days, it will turn into a citation.
It says 10 days or I have to start paying a fine.
Correct.
So you take that knee off my neck. You get rid of that.
Can you extend the days?
I can't, but the one thing that we can do is if the vessel is found to be compliant, then in that case the citation gets taken out.
Correct.
In case he needs time to come into compliance, then in that case what we'll do is we can go to in front of a special magistrate, and then in front of the special magistrate we'll work with you to either reduce the fines or have the fines removed.
So the knee's still on my neck. It's 10 days or I start racking
up. Can we not use the knee on the neck?
The knee is on my neck.
Let's not use that because that's pretty disrespectful.
That's exactly how I feel.
Okay.
This is the 11th time. You guys are in a position of power. You are harassing me. You're using Jeff to harass me. This is a knee on the neck.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's not.
I'm telling you, this is what it's all about.
Okay.
Because ask me, how many other people have you asked to get on their vessel and prove to them and move it from
Every single person that gets cited for a derelict vessel, we take the same exact protocol.
Where can I look that up to see how many times you've done that before?
You can make a public records request, and I'd have no problem whatsoever sending that to you.
I'm going to do that.
All right, that's not a problem. You have my email. You can send it to me through email, and I can send it back to you.
That's all I have for
11th time, this harassment has to stop. This harassment has to stop.
I explained to you, it's not harassment.
It's a personal, your observation and your interpretation.
So here's the thing, though. You're saying harassment.
Now let's talk about removing
is the boat in disuse.
No, it's not.
Okay,
and I told you that.
Can you start it up at the moment?
I could start it up right now.
You can start it right now. It can ride. So that's the issue right there. If you can do that, that solves everything.
Why don't you take the pressure off my neck and then we'll schedule an appointment.
We just explained to you our process with the citation. If you're able to.
No, that citation says I've got 10 days or it starts racking up a fine.
So can you do that within 10 days?
Do you want to hop in a canoe and paddle up behind that boat?
Can you start it up within 10 days? Because we can set an appointment up. You go out there.
I'm not going to set appointments. I've got somebody in there that doesn't work off appointments.
Well, that's why we're giving it to you. That's why we're giving it to you to make the
hand you my canoe and you guys can paddle up behind the boat and I'll go start it up right now.
That's not going to happen. The burden of proof is on the property owner. It's not on us. You're supposed to prove to us that the vessel is not in derelict conditions. That's the only thing that we're asking of you. Now, we're here right now. You have an option of you can turn on the vessel and we can take the knee off your neck like
you guys going to be up there when you're coming up the canal next?
I'm sorry?
When you're coming up the canal next?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
All right.
And then that will solve the situation.
Is that within 10 days? Because if I start getting fines and I'm going to talk to my attorney.
Compliance on Friday, that will suffice.
This is not a derelict vessel. We all know it's not a derelict vessel.
If your
You've seen the
boat can
registration.
Move and it could operate on the water, you will be in compliance.
Bring me a gallon of diesel. I'll need a gallon of diesel.
Yeah, again, that's I know.
You're asking me to spend some of my money too.
Like we said, the burden of proof is on you. It's not on us.
Yeah, it was your decision to act on following the same person that's been doing this before. And like I said, I've got the threat, so I've already got the threat from the person that's made the complaint.
If somebody's threatening you, that's a personal thing that's a civil matter. And I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he did.
I try to let things calm.
No, but I
and
hear what you're
hopefully
saying.
people come to their senses and it goes away.
I hear what you're saying,
You know
but those
saying?
type of things that might be harassment. We're not harassing. We're doing our job.
It feels like harassment. 11th time, same person making the complaint, and I saw you up at the house for hours, so I know.